Yeah, hi. Neptune, an incredible historical discovery of mankind, few days old. The planet Neptune has revealed an incredible discovery by scientists to all mankind. And it made a historic premiere by them, and it is very important. More precisely, for the first time in history, scientists have been able to recreate in a laboratory the super ionic ice found on the planet Neptune and Uranus, a feature that has so far been completely impossible for researchers. The planet Neptune is said to have formed supernatural ice near its center, and scientists discovered it for the first time after their first voyages near the planet. Based on this incredible discovery of super ionic ice on the planet Neptune, scientists say they have discovered a new state of water, which they did not think could be confirmed and regenerated until then, or now. Then, the planet Neptune has a great deal of pressure near its center, so to recreate the super ionic ice, the scientists placed water between two diamonds, which they pressed against each other. To complete the process, they used a laser aimed at the diamonds to heat the water and reproduce the position near the nucleus of the planet Neptune. So we are talking about historical discovery that will benefit mankind in the future. Okay. Now it's getting interesting. When scientists sent a shock wave through the drop of water, the supersonic ice was only seen for a short moment, but in a new study published in the journal Nature Physics, scientists found a way to reliably support and study ice. This is where I first discovered it. Everyone thought that this phase would not occur until you were under more pressure than that. But we were able to map the properties of this new ice very accurately, which is the new phase of the material thanks to many powerful tools. Scientists say that the planet Neptune has a large amount of supersonic ice. Probably they mean super ionized or something. And that the way that is formed is not a chemical, but a structural change in the water. Its reproduction in the laboratory by scientists is remarkable, but until we reach the planet Neptune and analyze the super ionic ice there, unfortunately everything is on a theoretical level. The planet Neptune will certainly be the center of other very important discoveries, but it remains to be seen to what extent clear images can be seen from there or sample taken. So, let's hop over to Google Earth. Google Earth. Let's check out some peat lands. Peat land. So, let me draw you something. What I was thinking about. I was reading about dragons in Finnish mythology. I'm trying to. That's a tree. That's another one. Okay. And that's an animal. A really nice animal. And then we have a lightning bolt, which is really big. Doesn't fit on the picture, you know. But that's just really simplified. So the lightning bolt hits the ground and starts to melt stuff, and there will be shock waves. And those shock waves, they will destroy the trees and also the animal. And because the lightning strike, if it's from the clouds or like ground to ground discharge, it doesn't really matter, but I'm talking about like plasma discharge, which includes also heat. So there is a shock wave and heat and a huge amount of electric energy. So I suggest or suppose or propose or think, or how to put it, that we have peat lands all over the world because there has been this kind of electrical discharge events which produced shock waves which destroyed all the trees in an instant. Like there's a shock wave coming and penetrates through the trees, and after that there's just dust left of the tree. And probably not everything of the tree got burned up. Like everything, like smaller stuff and lighter stuff such as leaves and these kind of things, or small branches, they got pulverized and immediately vaporized. But the bigger pieces, they probably didn't disappear fully. They just got carried somewhere else where they dropped. And this is what we are looking at here. Peatland. Do we have a similar structure in these two? Like yesterday I've noticed this kind of dendritical patterns. Here it's not that obvious. I'm just trying to tell you that if it's possible to make super ionized ice just with a shock wave, one could probably imagine that if you would shockwave something else, like trees, forests, or like, you know, these kind of things, you will get something out of it, which is electrically altered, silicified, like peat. This is my theory. Tree. Lightning. Let's use another color. Shockwave. And after that, the tree is just like dust. Which will be carried by the wind somewhere, and that's the ground. That's a lake. And this is solid bedrock. There is no water coming from underneath. There is no connections to other water bodies. And if we have a little bit of slope and the dust comes here and it's raining, rain, and then it will carry it into the pond where it just stays until this day. So my theory is that all the peatlands we have on Earth got created in a more or less similar way through shock waving whatever stuff was there on the ground, vegetation, animals, and instantaneously got burned, electrically altered, and carried away, and this is where it is until today. shockwave. That's my thing. What I really think is the reason for PEAT, for the abundance of PEAT. Because, like another factor is also where you find PEAT, you have craters everywhere. And it doesn't matter now, we were in Finland, let's go somewhere else where we have PEAT. Here is PEAT, you don't have to search for quite a long time, you see it from space because it's red. And the reddish color could be of the content of iron. Peatland, craters, wherever we have been now. Let's go somewhere really else. Do we have peat here? Yeah, and craters. And mining operations. Yeah, I guess that's peat. I'm not 100% sure, but the possibility is, I don't know, Canada. Ah, yeah, I guess there's some peaty lands too. Canada. And we also don't suffer a lack of craters. Then if anyone tried to tell me that these craters were formed by meteorites, I really wonder, where are they? No way that these have been meteorites creating those lakes. Or the peat. Actually, meteorite impact could create peat too because it creates a shockwave, but they are far less possible than electric discharge events. Yeah, I leave it here. Thanks. Probably you got it. Hopefully. Yeah, thanks.